Good afternoon. I'm Olivia Holas for Boca Magazine, and it's time for another Boca Goes Live. We are here with special guest Mary Csar, the Executive Director of the Boca Raton Historical Society and Museum. Hi, Mary. So nice to see you.
Hi, Olivia. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's always such a pleasure speaking with you, and you have been up to a lot. I don't even know where to begin, Mary. You have been very busy the past year. Amongst one of the exciting projects is the History Alive campaign and the newly renovated museum. And we're not just talking a small renovation, a fix here and there. I mean, it's a huge undertaking. So can you please share more about those projects?
Yeah, we launched History Alive, this project to renovate the building and install new history exhibits. I want to say 2 years ago. We were underway when the pandemic hit, but we continued throughout the pandemic. It worked out, the timing worked out well for us. We went through renovations of the building first because the building had to be ready for the exhibits. And, Town Hall is nearing 100 years old. And the plumbing had never been replaced, so that had to be replaced. The electricity had never been replaced, so that had to be done. And we needed a whole new HVAC system. So those projects took much longer than we expected because we encountered some problems that you always encounter in old buildings. So anyway, the exhibit installation started, I would say, about 2 months ago, and I would think we're about a month out before we're finished. But when we finish, it's going to be something really special for Boca Raton, really, really special. Our exhibits will utilize more of the artifacts that we have at the museum and in storage, and we are able to showcase the stories that we've collected over the years. The exhibits are sort of anchored by the hallway exhibit, which is a timeline that goes from pre-Columbian days all the way literally till 2020. A very exciting timeline. There are 3 monitors with lots and lots of pictures, lots of information, in addition to artifacts, photos. Monitors with just screening type things on it. It's really amazing. It's not like, it's immersive. It's an immersive timeline that you walk down, and if you've lived here for any length of time, you never want to leave it because you go, oh my gosh, I remember that. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Well, that's what it's all about. But so off the timeline, I don't know if you've been in Town Hall, you understand that the hallway is sort of the center, and off the hallway are rooms. And so we've taken certain time periods and done special exhibits in these rooms. And I'm going to start in the earliest and go to the latest, but the earliest exhibit room that we have is our Pioneer Room, which is the old fire bay, which was the gift shop, which was basically where the fire truck was kept. It's a large room, and that room is very immersive. And as you walk into it, you feel like you're in Boca Raton in 1915. You have the sounds of a packing house. You have a packing house mural, displays of the early diaries and papers of our first pioneers. We have an engine cab that the kids can drive, and as they go through Boca, see pictures of early Boca in the windows. And we have desks from early schools and just things that kids are really going to identify with. And that room is also going to be our children's education room. It has an exterior door, and so classrooms can come in from the outside and not disturb the museum as they come in and exit. It's a really useful room. And then teens into the 20s with our Meisner exhibit, which is a beautiful room decorated with Meisner furniture and Meisner artifacts, and I would say things from the first rooms at the Cloister Inn, the doors to the early dining room, my Cloister Inn's dining room. We have some antiques that Meisner brought over and furnished in the hotel. We have pictures. We have a big image of Addison Meisner, which I think will become the place everybody's going to want a picture. Yeah. And we have a drawing table with a touch screen that you can access all his drawings and plans. So then moving down the hall, we go into our World War II room. And the World War II room It's again very immersive. You feel like you're back at the base. There's a radar machine with a video from the 40s of how radar works. Along the wall, we have artifacts. We have a button that can be punched to listen to voices that tell you what it was like to be on the base back in the 40s. I mean, Boca was a town of 700 people, and the air base at any one time had at least 15,000 people on it. So it was a huge impact in our town. And then up in the ceiling is a B-17 plane, which was the most popular plane at the air base. And then on one wall is a projection, which is a dogfight, which these guys were preparing for. So very immersive World War II room. Then moving one door down, we come to the IBM room, which showcases the family of PC computers and tells the story of IBM in Boca Raton and also IBM in the state of Florida. So it's interesting the impact IBM had cannot be overstated. It was just huge impact. And it's just the fact that it was in Boca is just amazing. So, and then the research library has been redone so that it accommodates laptop computers for researchers, and it has better lighting and better storage for our books and our artifacts. It's a beautiful, beautiful room. And then across the hall will be the council chamber, which is being equipped to be our changing exhibit space. So there's a little bit for everybody.
You've really utilized the museum to its fullest. I mean, you've really made use of the rooms, and it is so interactive. And I think that's what I really love most about it. It's great for any age. You even have a timeline that is at eye level for the kids.
That's right. We have a reading rail for children, which is useful for adults. Yeah. I mean, it's great.
You were saying you use that yourself when.
Yeah, it gives you the specific dates and just a little bit of description. So, yeah.
And I was, I've been lucky. I've had a sneak peek of the new museum, and, I always say, oh, this is my favorite room. And then I go to the next and, oh no, they're all so equally special and unique.
They are special.
And it's a really, really exciting project. And this is not something that, just came about overnight. I mean, this is a few years in the making. But how challenging was it to undertake such a huge project during a pandemic?
Well, it was sort of organic. The idea came up, and we had to do something to really make our exhibits come to life. And we have so many artifacts and so many stories. And Boca Raton's history is so wonderful. It really mirrors the history of the 20th century. And we're coming into the 21st century with wonderful stories too, that again, are just stories we all recognize. If this isn't a little town that has a little history with a few families, and it's really, Boca has made an impact in the world. It really has, and it continues to. And that's what's so exciting about it.
Yeah, it really, really is. And not only are you soon opening the doors to a brand new museum, but you've also rebranded as well.
We have a brand new logo. We are so fortunate that we have a marketing team and a board member who's able to help us, and it's been wonderful. We have a brand new brand, and we hit our 50th year next year, so we're sort of doing everything at one time, and it's very exciting.
And that's my next question, Mary. Why now? Why everything now?
It just came together. I don't know. We didn't plan to do this in our 50th year. It just happened, and it just couldn't be a better time for us.
And my last question, Mary, is, what do you hope that, the Boca Raton Historical Society and Museum, what type of legacy and mark do you hope it will leave on our community for the next 50 years?
I hope that everybody in the community will come to this museum and identify with at least one thing in the museum, because we all live in Boca, and Boca is our town. And no matter where you're from, if you live here now, you're from Boca Raton. And I want everybody to be proud of Boca Raton and feel a real sense of participation and sense of identity. That, I want everybody to be proud they're from here, and not say, oh, to retire. No, it's not at all. It's a dynamic place for families and visitors of all kinds. And business scene is so exciting right now with new businesses and things happening. And we're just getting started, but what a great start. And I hope we can do more. I hope that we can expand our facility someday and showcase more.
Yeah, well,
because I don't think Boca Raton's can stop.
Definitely no. And I was just going to say, Boca Raton has really come a very long way since it's humble beginnings.
Oh, absolutely.
I really cannot wait to bring my family and my friends to the new museum.
Good.
When do you think you'll be opening? Is that this summer?
We hope to have open softly this summer for 3 or 4 days a week, for local residents, for our members first, of course. And then we hope to have a real grand opening in the fall.
Right. So if you're not a member, you might think about being a member, because that means you'll get your first sneak peeks at the new museum. Hint, hint.
That's true.
Well, listen, it's always so great talking with you, Mary. You're doing so many amazing things, and we really thank you for creating such a hub for the community and a sense of place also for all of us.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in. We really appreciate you, and we wish you a wonderful rest of the week. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.